What's up, guys? I'm the Nearsighted Gamer, and I have a little bit of news for y'all. I know it's a day late. This actually took place yesterday, but I wasn't able to get it out in time. But I'm doing this now. Nintendo has released they haven't released. They have announced that the SNES Classic or Mini, depending on who you ask, is actually a thing. It's real. Everybody assumed that this was going to come out after they released the NES Mini last year in November, and then ceased production in April during pretty much a drought where the system wasn't able to be found, and unless you went online, to eBay, with people asking double, if not triple, the actual price of $60. But we're not talking about that right now. The SNES Classic is what everybody assumed was the reason that Nintendo stopped making the NES Classic, so that they would have parts and components and things to make that, so as not to have a shortage like they did with the NES Classic. This time the system comes with 21 games as opposed to the 30 that was with the previous NES Classic, and the list is pretty good. I definitely have to give him that. Here's a list of games: Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG: The Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island. That's a pretty cool list. Let's go through it real quick just to highlight a few. Well, starting from the top, what jumps out at me first is Donkey Kong Country. I remember playing Donkey Kong Country and being amazed by the graphics, playing at one of my friend's house, and the music was really good in it. It was pretty much like a really big collectathon, but you didn't necessarily have to do that in order to complete the game. It was just something on the side. But I remember the graphics being great, and I remember how much everybody praised it, or maybe it was just me. But I'm happy to see that on the list. That's great. I actually had that on the virtual console for my Wii U, but there wouldn't be any point now if I had that. Earthbound is a game that a lot of people like. It's one of those games that has a following if you follow the series. I hear it's one of the best RPGs. I hear it's a must play. And if I was to get this, I'll definitely take a look at it, because it's what it is. It's a modern RPG, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody praises the story, the characters, talks about how good they are and all of that. So, yeah, I would like to definitely get to that. Before I continue, notice not a lot, but a few hefty RPGs on here and some good ones as well. We'll continue, and then you'll see what I mean. Final Fantasy 3, I remember that game being a big deal before I was into Final Fantasy. F-Zero, everybody knows that. Kirby Superstar and Kirby's Dream Course. Never really been into the Kirby games, so I'll probably pass on those. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Yet another great RPG, arguably the best Zelda game, depending on who you ask. Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, RPG of course, Star Fox, we all know that, and Star Fox 2, which was never released except for a leaked ROM from what I hear. The game was never released at all. I didn't even know it existed before now. But yeah, if you get this, then you'll be able to play that game for the first time legally. Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, you gotta have that on there. At least one fighting game. If you had to pick one, that'd be what you pick. Super Castlevania 4, love that game. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, there's your difficulty spike. It's still a good game though. Super Mario Kart, that's where I fell in love with the series. Lots of people, would go 64, but you got to go with the original, the one that started it all. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Never did play it, but I heard it's great from several people. Once again, another RPG. Super Mario World, can't go wrong with that. Super Metroid, once again, it has to be there. Super Punch Out, totally understand. And Yoshi's Island, depending on who you ask, that's one of the greatest games. And so now, going through that list, man, wow, that's a pretty good list. It's not 30, but this is a Super Nintendo. These are Super Nintendo games, so, I don't think it's a space issue, but I think it's a quality thing, which is the reason why they don't have as many. But I'm comfortable with it. I think it's great. That's a pretty good list. I think it's better than the NES list, if honestly. But yeah, also the NES Classic is going to cost $80 as opposed to the $60. So you're losing games, and you're also going up $20, which if I had and if I was able to, once again, I think I would be cool with this. I think the collection is great for what it is, because you're getting, those the RPGs I mentioned. There's like 5 RPGs in there, which is like, wow. Secret of Mana, I never played. I haven't played any of those RPGs. I had a Super Nintendo for a short period of time, but I was a Genesis kid back then. I had a Nintendo, but then whenever I had to split, I went Genesis. So the Super Nintendo games I played were at a friend's house, or, when I had my Super Nintendo for a short amount of time early on, which of course meant I had Super Mario World. Played a card at a friend's house. I played a lot of Super Nintendo games, but I didn't have a Super Nintendo of my own. So I wasn't able to build up a collection. So a lot of these games just passed me by, which is why I'm really interested in this collection and the device itself. It will be launching on September 29th. Hopefully, Nintendo will accept pre-orders. I think they're accepting pre-orders this time, and they will have a substantial stock to accommodate, because they know how popular the NES Mini was. So the Super NES Mini is definitely going to be just as popular. Now, as far as going forward with, more, I don't know how much we can, plan on them doing anything else for the rest of their consoles. But these two were definitely no-brainers. And it's good to see that it's happening. I hope that they don't make the same mistake they made last time and, have a supply. Don't have everyone going out looking for it, trying to find it frantically and not being able to get one. Have enough on hand. I know you got the Switch the Switch out, and you're already having problems with people finding Switches too. Don't repeat yourself, Nintendo. Come on, be the Nintendo we love. We want to buy your products. They're great. So put them out there for us to do so. Please. All right, well, I just wanted to let y'all know that really quick and try to keep y'all up to date with what's going on. Once again, 21 games on the Super NES Classic. Comes out September 29th for $79.99. And if possible, I don't know at the moment, probably not. If possible, I will try to pick one of these up. Oh, also, I need to mention that unlike the NES Classic, this one comes with 2 retro SNES controllers, and I hear that the cords on these are 5 feet long, as opposed to the 2 or 3 of the other one. So they fixed that mistake, thank goodness. So 5 feet cords, 2 controllers this time. That's also a reason why the price was probably bumped up $20, if you ask me. But still, it's completely justified as far as I'm concerned, guys. So thanks for watching. I will get back to y'all as soon as I can with any news or any videos as soon as they come out. So like this video if you like it. If you don't like it anyway, because I said so. Follow me on Twitter at NearsightedGamer, GAMR. Like my Facebook page, facebook.com/NearsightedGamer. And as always, be excellent to each other. See you, people.